And when I say taking personal responsibility, that is where the preparing, you prepare, and then once you prepare, you can have a plan. And once you have a plan and you are prepared, then you don't have to feel like a coward when you do what you have to do. Now, this is where the learning comes in. Like I say, this is why I try to tell the stories, because you're going to find out, because there's been immoral things, and I've resisted, and I've paid the price. I mean, I was punished. And so I learned. Now, what I learned, and this is where the big difference, in what I learned and what they're trying to teach comes different. Okay, when people push their authority on me, and if I handle it wrong, I pay the price. I am fined. I'm beat up or hurt. You know, sometimes it's physical. Sometimes I'm punished physically. Sometimes I'm punished financially. But I don't let them punish me emotionally. And in other words, I don't have a chip on my shoulder. I told you I've when I was young, in the racial days, I don't hold any of that as a chip on my shoulder like a lot of people do. Man, I can't hardly imagine all the people that when things don't go their way, they take it personal, and like I say, they have a chip on their shoulder. Now, it's especially now with this administration, you find it more in the gay stuff, and like I say, the black and the Muslim religious kind of stuff, colors. You know, I mean, they've really pushed people so far. And like I say, these people, the problem is these people weren't taught morals. So, and if they were taught morals, okay, come on out. If they were taught morals, they could be better understanding. And when I say understanding, they would understand that they have to take personal responsibility, not just being led around like cattle. I've talked about how what I see is the people are just like cattle. They're so damn dumb. They do as they're not what they're told, but with a bucket, or you know, there's a way to manipulate these animals, because like I say, they don't think. They have no morals. They have no idea, no concept about thinking. They have no concept of, like I say, about morals. I really don't talk about my religious beliefs that much. And the reason is, it's not that important what my religious beliefs are. What is important is my morals. And this is why I push it. And because the thing is, I see people from all different kinds of religions. I'm not in a little box. My life is big. I mean, I get out, I see people, I love people. And whether I can talk to them or not, but morals show. You can see it in the way they act on people's morals. I don't care what kind of beliefs, religious beliefs they have. What you do is you look at their moral standings. How do they look at things morally? That's the important part. And that's what I'm saying. And that is where you feel like a sissy. Is you have the morals. You just don't know that the system is playing with your brain, but they can't play with your spirit. You know what's right and wrong. And that knowing what's right and wrong is your morals. And that is where your strength is. Being a coward, being a sissy, not standing up. To think about that even tells you that you are moral. You know how many? All the cows are gone now. But there's a lot of people that don't think they need morals because there's laws, there's people that are going to tell them what to do. They don't have to make any decisions. They don't need to do any personal responsibility. All they have to do is do as they're told. Avoid situations. Sounds like a sissy or a pussy to me. You don't avoid situations. But you better avoid them if you don't have a plan and you are not willing to suffer or be rewarded with the consequences. And that's another thing that, I feel funny. People say, well, this guy, they got money, these rich people, they've taken advantage of other people. They've taken that money from other people. What kind of reasoning is that? I mean, now that may have some substance someplace, but not in the United States. Our system is set up where everybody can be rich, if that's what you want. Now, if you say, oh, I want to be rich, okay, and look at what do you do, and look at your life. You sit around, you watch TV, you watch the ball games, you're focused on whatever, but you're not focused on improving your life. You're not focused on making that money. So when people make the money, yeah, there's going to be some that it's been given to them. Yes, I understand that. That worries you. That's called jealousy. Some people are given a better chance, or they don't have to start at the bottom of the ladder, they started halfway up. And you don't like that. That's called jealousy. But you're on the same ladder, it's just you don't want to climb the ladder. What you want to do is hold the ladder steady for everybody else. Don't blame it on other people. That's called taking personal responsibility. I used to tell everybody I made money because I was fortunate. And the reason I said it like that is because for me to tell them that I work hard and I work smart and I buy gold and silver, I look for ways to improve my life, and when I tell them that, and then they get jealous, instead of thinking, hey, maybe I need to stop watching TV, maybe I need to do some of that, they don't. And so that's why I said I'm fortunate. And it's another thing, talking about that, I stopped working when I was 52 years old. Now, why did I stop working at 52 years old? I prepared when I was 20 years old. I prepared. I knew I wasn't going to work to 65. I saw the people in my family, we had restaurants, and they worked really hard. And they, like I say, they had arthritis. They had to go to work. It was tough. And they took medicine. They did all, and everything that I saw, I did not do. And so I chose a different route. And so I knew I wasn't going to keep working in the restaurant business, but I had to make plans. What am I going to do to get out of the restaurant business? And what am I going to do so I don't have to keep working all the time? One thing I did learn was I'm still working. I love working. The problem was, and I don't work for money, but the problem was the work I didn't like. I didn't like the restaurant work. And so, but I knew that's what I needed to make money. So I took the money and I did things with that money so I wouldn't have to keep working in the restaurant. In other words, I was working smart, and I made a plan. I started thinking how I was going to do it. That's where the gold and silver came from. And once I knew I accumulated enough gold and silver, then that's when I stopped working. And but really I continued working, but I started doing other work that I enjoyed doing. And it wasn't that I was focused on money. Matter of fact, at that time I was focused on money mainly because I didn't know any better. Nobody told me anything any different. So I thought that's the way you're supposed to do things. I was just like one of the cows. There's a bunch of cows out here somewhere, but I was just like one of the cows, and I just do as I'm told. Now, there's one talking about that one. That's yeah, you see it. That's another business that I'm getting into. Another thing, I'm thinking of ways to improve my life.